Hey y'all, it's Megan. If you are returning to my channel, welcome back, and if you are new, welcome aboard. Athena's down here, so if you hear gnawing and whining and me groaning because she's chewing on me, that's what we're doing. We're teething, so yay. Today I am going to talk about some costume things because it's almost Halloween, and what's the best part about Halloween besides the chocolate? The costumes. So I'm in my filming room. Let me flip y'all around here. So right now I am just sewing up here. Here's my setup, super awesome, you know. That is part of my costume. So any guesses as to what I'm gonna be? If you have been around for any length of time, you probably have some decent guesses. It is Disney. That's all I'm gonna tell you. So if you have any ideas, let me know down below what you think I'm gonna be. So since we're talking about costumes and Halloween and all that good stuff, I figured today would be a good time to talk about Disney costuming, because that's one of the things that was a little different for me to get used to when I started working at Disney. And I'm going to be talking specifically about Magic Kingdom costuming just because that's what I had experience with and that's kind of what I know about. I cannot give you specifics about, you know, Animal Kingdom or any of the resorts or any of that, but as far as Magic Kingdom costuming goes, this is what my experience was. So Magic Kingdom costuming is actually, well, it was. Let me preface all of this by saying I'm going based off of my experience in 2012. So things could have moved, things could have changed, and if they have, and you are starting a college program or you've done one in the past few months and I am completely wrong, please let me know so that I'm not just like preaching wrongness to everyone. But I'm gonna tell you how it was for my college program. And since I was working in Magic Kingdom, I went to Magic Kingdom costuming, imagine that, which happened to be at West Clock. West Clock is the parking area for the Magic Kingdom cast members, and that's, to get to it, it's like down that road that goes between where the Contemporary is and Space Mountain. If you just keep going on that road and then I think turn right after the railroad tracks, then you end up at Disney University and West Clock, and also Cast Connections, and there's a whole bunch of stuff back there. But the main thing is that's where parking is, and that is also where Magic Kingdom costuming is. So the costuming building is the one that's right over beside the bus stop, because yes, you do have to take a bus from where you park your car to get to Magic Kingdom to start your shift. But anyway, so the building, I think it had a green roof right next to where the buses are. And it looks just like, you know, any old building, like a strip mall almost, where you're just like, oh, okay, well, we'll go in the store. You go in and it's just every Magic Kingdom costume that you can think of, and it's just wall to wall, just costumes everywhere. And it's crazy to think that there's that many costumes that have been made. You know, when you walk around you think, oh yeah, everyone's wearing the same thing for this particular attraction or whatever, but you don't think about where do those costumes come from. And that's where they come from, the warehouse of all things costuming. And so you just walk down the aisles and it's like, oh, here's the mansion butler outfit, and there's the pants for Thunder Mountain. And it's the craziest thing for a Disney fan when you get to walk through there and you just see all of these costumes and you're like, oh, I know where that goes, and I know where that goes, and I know where that goes. But then you have the task of finding yours. And you just kind of have to wander around until you see the signs, the general area that you need to be. And then let's talk about the actual costumes themselves. None of them feel good. Let's just get that out there right now. The Jungle Cruise costume, it wasn't like rough. I'm not meaning like, it wasn't like I was wearing like a burlap potato sack in all reality. But it's not like super nice like cashmere, not that you want cashmere Florida, but it's not like a nice crisp linen shirt or anything like that. It's like a polyester thing. So, you know, it's got a little bit of a stiff texture to it, and it's not gonna wrinkle, so that's good, because then you don't have to worry about like making sure this stuff is ironed pristinely before you go to work and stuff. But it's just, it doesn't give very much, it's not real flattering, and it doesn't feel awesome, especially when you get sweaty, because you will. So the costume itself, yeah, fabric, you know, it's got to hold up. It's got to be worn by a lot of people a lot of times. And that's the other thing. You don't like get a couple of costumes and keep them at your house and take care of them. I mean, I guess you can, but generally you go and you check out the costumes. The costumes legitimately have like a barcode tag in the back that you scan with your ID, like you're checking out at a store. So, you know, ye old self-checkout machines that you have at your grocery store. It's basically like that, or it was. You take your cast ID and you scan it, and then you scan each individual piece. It has this really loud beep to make sure that each piece is actually registered to you. Because if you walk out of there without it actually scanning, it's kind of like when you have something that's like not demagnetized at the store, and it, you know, it sets off all the alarms and everyone looks at you. So make sure that you're scanning each piece really, really well, because that's awkward when that happens. But you're gonna scan each piece and you take it home, you wear it, you bring it back, you drop it off into like a book return almost, like if you go to the library and it's like, oh, return your books here. That's basically what you do, but when you slide it through, you hear that nice beep again, and that registers that that individual piece has been returned, so it's no longer logged out under your name, because if anything doesn't actually come back off your record, it's kind of, once again, like a library. It'll show like, oh, your costume has not been turned in. So if you leave company without turning those in, then you are charged for them. You have to pay for them. Another little thing about the costumes themselves: the fit is not true to size, at least in my experience with the women's clothing, which, I don't know, ladies, y'all have an issue like finding clothes to fit anyway, because I swear I can go and try on like 15 pairs of pants in the exact same size from the same brand even, and none of them fit the same, and I don't understand it. Why don't we just have measurements like guys? Anyway, I digress. So you go in, and like I said, there's just all these costumes. So you'll look, and on the top will be like a whole bunch of shirts, and on the bottom will be a whole bunch of pants, or vice versa, or, you know, whatever. There's just whole big racks of like Jungle Cruise shirt after Jungle Cruise shirt, all the way down in every size. And the first day that I went for my training, and we had to wear the pack costume, like the penguin uniform. It doesn't look like that anymore. They've changed it up. I think it's a red vest now. But it used to look like the riverboat costume with the vest and the pants. And I made the mistake of just going and picking up the size that I thought would fit, which I don't know why I would do that, because I never, ever, ever buy anything without trying it on first, because nothing ever fits like it's supposed to. So I'm not sure why I did it then, but I did. And that was the most uncomfortable 8 hours that I've ever spent, because I couldn't breathe in those pants because they were so tight. So make sure that you try everything on. And don't get bent out of shape if you are not the same size you are normally, because I'm not sure how they measure these clothes, but they are not measured like any clothes that I have ever seen before or since. Just for reference, I'm going to talk about my personal body size. So I went in and I figured I would wear a small shirt and, you know, the same size pants that I normally wear, because I usually wear a small, because I am a small person. Like, I am only 5 feet tall. So usually anything bigger than that, and it kind of hangs off of me. And I also wear a size 2 pants, once again, because I'm kind of small. Very short legs. So I went in and I picked up the small shirt, and I was like, this has got to be good. And I found the pair of size 2 pants, and I looked at them and I was like, hi. It's like, those look a little small, because I could hold them like this, and I'm like, your girl ain't that small. So I was like, let's look at the 4. And I picked the 4 up, and I was like, holding it up next to the size 2, and I'm like, why do these not look any different? I was like, a 6 has got to fit. Like, I know it's gonna fit. So I didn't try it on. I just took it in my small shirt and I left. Should not have done that, because the shirt was huge. I mean, looked like a sleep shirt. It was big and billowy, and I mean, it was doing one of these, and this is like, I mean, this is a baggy shirt anyway, and it's unbuttoned, but it was like way on out here, so that wasn't a good look. Couple that with the fact that my pants were, I'm guessing 2, 3 sizes too small. I was walking around like, those pants were so tight, and I was afraid to sit down because I don't want to pay for these pants if they rip. So definitely try the clothes on before you take them out. I figured out that the most comfortable size for me in my Jungle Cruise outfit was an extra small shirt, which in my mind is made for like American Girl size people. That's not, I am not an extra small person, so I'm not sure why I was wearing an extra small shirt. Like I said, don't understand their sizing. And I also wore a size 12 or 14 in their pants. So I'm not sure what their size criteria are, but do not get all upset if you are normally a size 0 and suddenly you're wearing like a 4 or a 6, or if you're normally a perfectly normal 6 or an 8 or 10 and all of a sudden you're having to wear like an 18, 20, the sizes are off. So just understand that, know that that's how it is. I don't want it to mess with your body image because we have enough of that as it is, Lord knows. So just understand that that's kind of how the costumes are sized. Willy-nilly is the sizing criteria, it seems. At least it was. It may be better now. It may be different for different costumes. That's, once again, just my experience with the Jungle Cruise costume. So if you have different costumes, it may be better, especially if you have a costume with a dress instead of, pants and belts and all that. That's going to be cinching in on all the bits here. So just a word about the actual sizing of the costumes, how I experienced it. You may not have the same experience, you may have the same experience, and just know that you are not alone and you do not need to panic and call your mom freaking out because I've clearly gained about like 15, 20 pounds because my pants don't fit anymore. Oh wait, no, it's just the Disney pants. One last thing about Disney costumes, make sure that when you go to costuming and you're picking up all your pieces, make sure that you get everything you need. There's some things that you wouldn't even think about necessarily being part of the costume, but they are. Basically everything except for your shoes and socks, and even in some cases at some attractions those are included in part of the costuming as well. But for mine, we had a shirt, we had pants, we had a belt, we had a hat and a hat band, the little leopard print hat band. All of that was part of the required costume, so you had to wear the hat. Now, you did not have to wear the hat on your head, which is good because my hat was like way too small. I apparently have like a really big head, I don't know. But my hat was like really, really tight, and I only ever put it on my head like 2 or 3 times for pictures. But you had to have it on you. So that is why skippers have the taco hat. And if you ever look at a skipper, most of the time they're not wearing it on their head. They have it wrapped around like a messenger bag purse, and it's like flat against their back and it just gotten squished into a taco. That's the basics of Disney costuming. Make sure you have all your pieces, make sure you return all your pieces, and make sure you know where to go to get your costume. Like I mentioned, it's West Clock area for Magic Kingdom. And don't freak out if the sizing is way, way, way off. It's just how it is, and there's no need to panic. So that is it for today. I'd love to know what everyone is going to be for Halloween because I am 6 years old perpetually and I have to dress up no matter what. So let me know what y'all are going to be for Halloween down below. If you have any guesses as to what that hot mess of a costume over there in the corner is as of right now, let me know that too. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye y'all.